of War game should be set in Egypt. The God of War series thrives on exploring new mythologies, and Egyptian mythology offers a vast array of powerful gods, unique creatures, and rich history that would bring something fresh to the franchise. Egyptian mythology is filled with dark and brutal tales, with gods who are ruthless and manipulative, making for an even grittier and more intense story for Kratos. Egypt has already been referenced in God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. Mimir mentions it as a land of many gods. Atreus wears an Egyptian crown, and artifacts like the Ankh are present, subtly setting up a future storyline. The series director initially considered setting God of War 2018 in Egypt, but ultimately chose Norse mythology. This suggests Santa Monica Studio already has extensive concepts prepared for an Egyptian setting. A God of War prequel comic revealed that Kratos has visited Egypt before, where he met the god Thoth. This makes his return to Egypt more plausible in the next game. Prominent insider Daniel Richtman claims that Sony is hiring Middle Eastern actors for an unannounced AAA game, which is speculated to be a new God of War set in Egypt. Gods like Anubis, Ra, Set, and Osiris could serve as powerful and terrifying foes, each with unique abilities and motivations, adding new layers of complexity to Kratos' journey. Egypt's diverse environments, from vast deserts to towering pyramids and ancient temples, could offer some of the most visually stunning settings in God of War history. Egyptian mythology includes powerful relics, sacred weapons, and mystical abilities that could introduce new gameplay mechanics, enriching Kratos' combat system. With the Norse saga concluding, a shift to Egypt aligns with Kratos' journey of self-discovery and redemption, while presenting new challenges that test his characters. If these rumors prove true, God of War Egypt could be one of the most ambitious and intense entries in the series yet. And why Egypt is the perfect setting for the next God of War? The God of War series has always been about reinvention, both of its main character Kratos and its setting. After starting in Greek mythology and then successfully transitioning to Norse mythology, it makes sense that the next step in Kratos' journey would take time to lead him to Egypt. Egyptian mythology is filled with fascinating gods, deep stories of betrayal and power, and an otherworldly aesthetic that would bring something entirely fresh to the franchise. While Egyptian mythology has been explored in games like Assassin's Creed Origins, it has rarely been given the full AAA treatment where the gods themselves take center stage. The dark and violent nature of God of War would be a perfect fit for the devious and brutal deities of ancient Egypt. Here's why Kratos' next adventure should absolutely take place in Egypt, because the Egyptian mythology is full of dark and devious gods. Unlike the Greek and Norse pantheons, Egyptian mythology has gods that are far more mysterious, unpredictable, and morally ambiguous. Many Egyptian gods take animalistic forms, which already sets them apart visually from the deities Kratos has faced before. These gods are not just beings of raw power but also tricksters, deceivers, and manipulators, making them perfect adversaries for Kratos, who is trying to walk a path of redemption. Egyptian gods often play complex roles, sometimes acting as both creators and destroyers, depending on the situation. This would allow Santa Monica Studio to craft a story that isn't just about Kratos killing gods but about him struggling to determine who is an enemy and who is an ally. Some of the gods that could appear in God of War Egypt, which includes Anubis, the god of death and the afterlife, often portrayed as a judge of souls. Kratos might have to deal with his past sins and fight to prove his worth. And Set, the god of chaos and destruction, where Kratos has spent years trying to suppress. He could serve as a dark mirror to Kratos. And Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess of war and healing, embodying both destruction and mercy. She could challenge Kratos in ways no god before her has. And Thoth, the god of wisdom, who Kratos may seek out to learn more about his new path and how to avoid the mistakes of his path. This sheer variety of gods and their unique abilities could lead to some of the most visually striking and emotionally compelling boss battles in the God of War series. And number 2 is a unique and hauntingly beautiful setting. The Norse setting of God of War and Ragnarok was defined by frozen landscapes, towering mountains, and mystical realms. In contrast, Egypt offers an entirely different world, one of vast golden deserts, colossal pyramids, and temples covered in beautiful theme. Egyptian mythology isn't just about gods, it's about a world full of supernatural beings, ancient curses, and hidden tombs. Imagine Kratos navigating massive temple ruins filled with booby traps, battling monstrous creatures like the giant serpent Apep or the demon Amith, and unlocking the secrets of forgotten pharaohs. The game could also take advantage of the contrast between civilization and chaos. The grand cities of ancient Egypt, such as Thebes and Memphis, could serve as hubs of knowledge and intrigue, while the deep, desolate deserts could be places of intense danger filled with roaming sandstorms, deadly creatures, and mystical forces that threaten Kratos at every turn. And number third is a story that pushes Kratos in new directions. One of the most intriguing elements of God of War 2018 and Ragnarok was Kratos' struggle with his violent past. He no longer wants to be a god killer, yet he constantly finds himself drawn into conflicts with God who won't let him escape his fate. Egypt could serve as a land where Kratos got not as a conqueror, but as a seeker of wisdom. Perhaps he arrives searching for guidance on how to truly escape the cycle of vengeance, only to be drawn into the deadly politics of the Egyptian gods. This would allow for a deeper exploration of Kratos' internal struggle. How does he handle being dragged into yet another way? Will he try to negotiate with the gods of Egypt, or will they force his hand? Will Kratos finally embrace his role as a protector, or will he give in his old ways? Number 4 is the Egyptian gods as perfect villains. Unlike the god Kratos has faced before, the Egyptian gods are not just warriors, they are thinkers, schemers, and cosmic forces. One of the most exciting possibilities is that the god of war Egypt could serve as a true manipulator, setting traps and orchestrating events to make Kratos their pawn before he even realizes what's happening. For example, Ra, the sun god, could initially appear as a noble and wise figure who offers Kratos guidance, only for Kratos to realize too late that Ra has begun using him as a tool of eliminate his rivals. And of course, this dynamic would create a story where Kratos is not just fighting to survive but trying to outthink the gods for the first time in the series. And last one, the number 5, that is epic boss fights and combat potential. One of the God of War's biggest strength is that his incredible boss fights, and Egyptian mythology offers some of the most visually striking and terrifying opponents. Imagine a battle against a towering Anubis with Kratos being forced to fight not just in the physical world but also in the afterlife. Or a battle with Sobek, the crocodile-headed god, in the middle of a raging Nile river, while Kratos must fight while being constantly pulled underwater. Perhaps Kratos is forced to take on the Sphinx, solving riddles mid-combat while dodging devastating attacks. With their animalistic forms, supernatural abilities, and connection to the underworld, the Egyptian gods would be unlikely any Kratos has ever faced before. So in conclusion, we can say that the perfect next chapter for Kratos is the transition to Norse mythology was a bold move for God of War, and it paid off in a massive way. Now as the Norse saga concludes, Egypt feels like the perfect next step. With its dark mythology, cunning gods, breathtaking landscapes, and endless storytelling potential, God of War Egypt could be the most ambitious and emotional entry yet. It would allow Kratos to continue his journey of self-discovery while introducing new and exciting enemies, fresh combat mechanics, and an unforgettable new world to explore. If the rumors are true, then fans may soon get to see Kratos walk the sand of Egypt, battling against the most devious gods he has ever faced. And if anyone can take on the God of War Egypt and come out victorious, is the ghost of Sparta himself. As of now, Santa Monica Studio has not officially confirmed the setting or storyline for the next God of War game. Fans eagerly await an official announcement to see where Kratos' part would lead him next. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what are your thoughts and opinions about this. I would love to hear from you, and hit the like button and subscribe our channel for more notifications. The bell icon, bro, is the most important thing of all time. Do click it because you guys deserve the notifications sooner, and we will be covering up every God of War Egypt topics, from rumors to leaks, information to official news, and much more here on in this channel. So do subscribe for more, and until then, take care and see you all in our next video. This is Katix Gaming, and goodbye.